Good morning, good morning, good morning, Village Leadership Academy. Welcome to our all school assembly. We are excited to welcome you all to our assembly today. And as most of you know, we are gathering here today to honor our POJs for the month of January. And the POJ was responsibility. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Today is a new day for us to learn. We're going to think with
our minds,
our hearts, work with
our hands,
be nice to
all teachers,
our friends,
and all students.
and respect all teachers and all students. May we begin.
Yay,
Bo.
Yay, Bo, yay, Bo, yay, Bo. Thank you all very much. As you can see, we're all gathered here to honor and celebrate you. And this is a very exciting time that we get to spend and see and actually hear the important work that you all have been doing in your class and demonstrating really important qualities that we honor and love and cherish in our school. So we're excited to honor and acknowledge those of you who have been showing up every day, showing responsibility, demonstrating responsibility, and understanding what responsibility is, which is not only to act and make decisions for yourself and good decisions for yourself, but also taking care of your things, the belongings to others, and property, and showing respect to that property too. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our first POJ, which is Miss Span. She's going to share who our Pillar of Justice recipient for kindergarten is.
Good morning, VLA. Happy Friday. It is with great pleasure that I announce Paige Viney as our Pillar of Justice for Responsibility for the month of January. What can I say about this extraordinary young leader? Paige is always ready. In class, when I ask, "Are we ready?" Paige is the first to unmute her mic and say it in a nice, loud voice to her peers to wake them up. Yes, we are always ready. Paige, to be so young and aware is so refreshing to see. Paige is always on time for class, has her necessary center folders organized, and she does it all with a smile on her face. I actually used her folder to model what everyone else's folder should look like. Paige, I am so proud of how responsible you are and how you take accountability for your actions and your own learning. I am sure honor is due to your parents for raising such a wonderful young lady who is not only responsible for herself, but also looks out for others in class as well. Thank you for being so responsible and ready to learn each and every day. You always have your materials ready, and that is such a huge help to me. You make me want to be a better teacher, Paige. Way to go. I am very proud of you.
What's that? It's that famous saying, "You're on mute." Thank you so much, Miss Fan. We are proud of you, Paige. Please keep up the good work. We're going to move on to our first grade Pillar of Justice recipient, and we're going to hear from Miss Leopoldo.
Good morning, VLA. It is an absolute honor to present Miss J. Franklin with the POJ Recipient Award for Responsibility. Picking the POJ was another difficult decision, and I know the first graders have been waiting this entire week because I wouldn't tell them who it was, but they've been waiting to hear who our recipient was. As a whole class, I have witnessed a lot of growth and steps towards becoming more mature, and it just made this decision so very hard for me. However, Jaya has without a doubt demonstrated responsibility consistently this year. Being responsible means doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Jaya does this on a daily basis by following along in class. She participates, she gets her work turned in and finished, and always raises a silent 5. I trust even when no one is watching, Jaya is putting in all her effort towards doing the right thing. We are human, right? Sometimes we make mistakes. What I admire about Jaya is that when she makes mistakes, she owns her actions, and that is a part of being responsible. She does not make excuses or deflect the blame on someone else. Instead, she owns it and she apologizes. When she is late for class, she politely sends me a chat asking what extra materials she needs, and she jumps right in. Jaya, you are kind, you are unique, you are brave, and you are respectful, and you are responsible. The list is endless. Thank you for being a leader in our class. We are so proud of you. You are going to accomplish amazing things in your lifetime. Please join me in congratulating Jaya.
All right, Jaya. Congratulations, Jaya. I love to hear that you are really showing up in your classes. Let's go ahead and move on to our second grade Pillar of Justice recipient, and we will hear from Mr. Reed.
Awesome. Good morning, VLA. The POJ recipient for the month of January, exemplifying the pillar of responsibility, is none other than second grade's very own Maurice Davis. Abigail Van Buren once said, if you want a child to keep their feet on the ground, put some responsibilities on their shoulders. Maurice has kept his feet flat on the ground this quarter. All of the changes and new beginnings that second grade has tossed at him, and he continues to demonstrate responsibility and the ability to handle them. To name a few, showing up to class on time, letting me know when he needs to leave early, and completing his assignments, and smiling. Yep, you heard that right, smiling. Smiling is so contagious, and there is a responsibility in our classroom community to sow positive energy, which can be easily done through a smile or kind word. Maurice never missed an opportunity to demonstrate responsibility through helping others. Another aspect of responsibility that Maurice has demonstrated is that of self-advocacy. Last week when we were queuing up for a round of Kahoot, Maurice was having some troubles logging in. He maturely exhausted all of his at-home assistants before asking for a little help from me. As his friends waited so patiently, we were able to get him logged in and start the review. Maurice could have become frustrated or quit, but his commitment and responsibility to his success kept him grounded. Maurice, keep demonstrating responsibility at school, home, and in your community. It sure will take you places. In a world where Maurice can be whatever he wants to be, he is responsible.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Reed, and thank you, Maurice. We're gonna go ahead and move on to our third grade Pillar of Justice recipient. And as you know, we have 2 third grade classes. So I will read the first Pillar of Justice, and that is coming to, usually in my class, we all vote for our Pillar of Justice recipient, but I went ahead and picked our Pillar of Justice recipient. And so I'll just start my POJ. Responsibility is defined as the ability to act independently and make decisions without an authority. Responsibility can also be demonstrated by taking care of your property and the property of others. Those who demonstrate responsibility are often prepared. I am happy to announce the third grade Pillar of Justice for responsibility is Kai McCormick. Throughout remote learning, Kai has demonstrated responsibility, which is no easy feat. She shows up to class on time, is always prepared with her learning materials that are well taken care of, and submits assignments on time. Not only does Kai show up in virtual classes prepared, she also participates in class by asking questions engaging in class discussions, and responding to others in the Zoom chat box. She is often respectful, kind, and helps others when they are in need, especially when students are experiencing technical issues. Kai often suggests or has suggestions or can help troubleshoot when technical issues arise, which we all really are grateful for. It is for these reasons that I choose Kai McCormick as the Pillar of Justice recipient for responsibility. Kai, keep up the great work. We are extremely proud of you. And so that was something I wanted to offer to her. Because she's been wanting to be acknowledged, and I definitely want to acknowledge her. And this was not an easy choice for me, because we do have students in third grade that show up and demonstrate responsibility. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our next third grade Pillar of Justice recipient, and we're going to hear from Ms. Spikes.
Good morning, VLA. I am so excited. This month, well, last month, January Pillar of Justice is especially important because our students are faced with balancing their home responsibilities, school and virtual learner responsibilities, and now pandemic responsibilities. With that being said, I am so proud to announce the recipient for January's Pillar of Justice for Responsibility, Mr. Otis Simmons. It has been both a pleasure and an honor to have Otis again as one of my students. The first time I had Otis, I vividly remember a timid, soft-spoken kindergartner. That growth that I am able to witness even through a computer screen has been downright undeniable. Since the very first day of third grade remote learning, Otis has taken an active role in his own learning by recognizing that he is accountable for his academic success. While remote learning has certainly been a learning curve with a slew of unpredictable challenges, Otis has managed to adjust to our new way of learning almost effortlessly. Regardless of the unfamiliar platform, Otis has remained eager and ready to learn. Otis can be counted on to arrive at every single one of our Zoom meetings early, prepared with all of his material, a smile, and a good morning or afternoon, Ms. Spikes. I can recall several times grading Otis's homework that he does an excellent job submitting, by the way, and he had already had the paper headed for the next day's work. Otis, you truly keep me on my toes and hold me accountable as your teacher. Our class watched the responsibility series on YouTube and determined that responsibility is doing what you should do when you should do it. And Otis's responsibility spreads even further as he is intentional to complete assignments during his break time or rejoin a Zoom meeting after having connection issues to receive the instruction that he missed. Otis is a leader and a role model in our virtual learning classroom. I express my deepest gratitude and appreciation to his family, specifically his mother, Ms. Simmons, for all of their support during this challenging time. I appreciate you all, and I appreciate you, Otis. I am so excited to continue to witness your greatness. Thank you. Congratulations, Otis.
All right. Congratulations, Otis. I am so happy and excited for you. We're going to go ahead and move on to our fourth grade Pillar of Justice recipient. And we will hear from Miss Njai.
Good morning, VLA. Good morning, fourth graders. What is responsibility? This was a tough one for me to choose. I do have several fourth graders who are coming into their power with responsibility. But today, I can only choose one. So we're going to get right to who that's going to be. What is responsibility? We have a few different ways that we talk about responsibility. There's being responsible, taking responsibility, acting responsibly, and having responsibilities. They are all related to doing the things we are supposed to do and accepting the positive or negative outcomes of our actions. Being responsible is doing the things you are supposed to do. Accepting responsibility is taking the praise or the blame for something you have done. In the short and limited time that she has been my student, I have seen this pillar exemplified time and time again in Peyton Jackson. She logs into Zoom on time daily and has what she needs for class. Her assignments are almost always turned in on time, and when they won't be, she lets me know why they won't be and when I can expect it to be turned in. During her first parent-teacher conference, She was right there asking questions and responsibly speaking on her own behalf during the conference. When Peyton makes mistakes, she tries to correct them respectfully. Finally, after the glowing praise, she gave to her parents yesterday, which was actually last week, when she was asked about a project she presented, I can tell that Peyton accredits and appreciates that they have instilled responsibility into her and her little brother. Peyton often appears on the screen with a big, beautiful afro, and I always think she reminds me of Angela Davis. So when writing this tribute, I was looking for a particular or spectacular quote about responsibility spoken by a brilliant Black woman, and I found one. Angela Davis said, "We all have a certain measure of responsibility to those who have made it possible for us to take advantage of today's opportunities. Congratulations, Peyton Jackson."
Congratulations, Peyton. How powerful is that to be reminded or reminiscent of the great Angela Davis? Shout out to you for the wonderful work you've been doing, for demonstrating responsibility, and I'm sure a whole host of other Pillar of Justice characteristics. Keep it up. Let's go ahead and move on to our 5th grade instructor, Ms. Henderson.
Good morning, VLA. Good morning, 5th grade. I am excited for this Pillar of Justice. It was a very hard decision for me because a lot of the 5th graders have stepped up and shown great responsibility during our virtual learning. So without further ado, I am pleased to announce the 5th grade Pillar of Justice recipient for responsibility, none other than Jordan Terrell. This timid and vibrant young lady is responsible for herself at all times without making any excuses, even through our virtual classroom. As a student, Jordan completes all of her assignments on time. That's very big with the times that we're going through now. When I ask students to be prepared with an assignment via Google Classroom or near their home space, Jordan is usually the first one that is ready. I rarely have to ask her to do anything twice. Jordan also takes responsibility and ownership of her learning by never hesitating to speak up in her low and sweet voice by using our words, "but wait," letting me know she needs me to slow down or ask a question for better understanding. She takes pride in being a great student, an exceptional leader, and a positive example in the classroom. Jordan has learned not to make excuses for her mistakes, but to accept them, correct them, and learn from them to get it right the next time. I am excited to watch her grow into a dynamic young woman. Maturity is not by age, but acceptance of your responsibilities. And Jordan, you do it well. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jordan. Keep up the good work. Let's go ahead and move on to our 6th grade homeroom instructor, Mr. Hobson.
All right, good morning, Village Leadership Academy. We are so excited to announce our Pillar of Justice for responsibility. A responsible student does their assignments on time, comes to class prepared to learn, and is fully engaged and is involved and participates fully in class. A responsible student does not make excuses even when the challenges seem insurmountable. A responsible student persists and finds a way to work around any obstacles that may get in the way of learning. The student who most reflects these expectations of a responsible student for the 6th grade homeroom is Akira Upchurch. Akira is a quiet student, but when she is called upon to read or to participate, she is always on point. She may have a computer issue one day and she will log in via her home. Honestly, some days Akira logs on with both her phone and computer just so that she can participate in class. Akira, you are a persistent student, and it shows in everything that you do in class. When I check my attendance roster, Akira is on point. When I check my grade link, Akira is on point. When I check GRC, Akira is on point. Akira, I am proud of your personal commitment to be a responsible student, and I hope you keep that commitment to yourself as you matriculate through school, career, and life. Congratulations, Akira, the 6th grade Pillar of Justice for Responsibility.
Shout out Akira. Very good, Akira. Congratulations. Let's go ahead and move on to our 7th grade homeroom instructor, Mrs. Parker.
Good morning, VLA. Oh my goodness. So, man, I am so honored and privileged to be a teacher for my 7th grade class because so many of my students do demonstrate responsibility in a wonderful, wonderful way. But this one stands out just a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Reliable, trustworthy, moral, consistent, accountable. Qualities for which we should all strive. Responsible. Responsibility. Most young people roll their eyes when adults use it. It usually refers to them doing something they were supposed to do, which can at times be the polar opposite of what they may want to do. You know, stuff like clean your room, make your bed, wash the dishes, do your homework, do your classwork, watch your siblings, follow directions. Responsibility also means stepping up and being accountable for all your actions, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. It means being able to admit when you're wrong and resisting the temptation to blame other people, things, or circumstances. A responsible person challenges others to make good choices and own their actions. This student consistently displays this trait time and again. If ever I need help with something that requires a little more maturity to manage, she's the very first person to come to mind. She tells the truth no matter what and encourages her classmates to be accountable, leading by example with her actions as well as her words. She's a leader without knowing it. I heard this quote and it's so fitting. The leader sees leadership as a responsibility rather than rank and privilege. She displays responsibility with grace, traits of an exceptional leader. I am humbled and honored to present this month's Pillar of Justice Award for responsibility to Ms. Iman Mumbwebwe. Keep displaying the best leadership abilities that you have. Iman, we're so proud of you.
All right, shout out Iman. Continue the good work. We are happy, we are excited for you. Let's go ahead and introduce our 8th grade Pillar of Justice recipient, and we will hear from Dr. Wadier.
Thank you, my AP. Good morning, everybody. I'm just gonna break protocol a little bit and shout out Iman for winning this Pillar of Justice award. Those of us who've been here for quite a long time, we know. I'll leave it at that. All right, so let me move forward. I want to say that we've all heard the saying, it takes a child to raise a village. That saying is an old African saying. And what this means is that raising a child is not simply the responsibility of the immediate parents of the child, but the child's own village. And I'm saying this to shout out the village of the student who I'm about to announce as the recipient for our Pillar of Justice. I'm shouting out this student's village because we are honored to have 2 members of the village as members of our staff as well. So shouting out Mr. and Mrs. Pikes as I proceed to announce our Pillar of Justice recipient. This assembly, as mentioned by Ms. Konibaji earlier on, is about honoring those who have exhibited certain really important qualities. And I think responsibility is a very important quality. So let me proceed with my citation. Our Pillars of Justice Award recipient for the month of January is Erin Peterson. She has been nominated for the Pillar Responsibility. We may ask, what does responsibility mean? Responsibility in the context of our pillars of justice may be defined as being accountable for one's own actions and to know and follow our collective laws, rules, and conduct codes. It is in this context that Erin has proven herself to be a young lady who accepts responsibility and acts accordingly by knowing what our class expectations are and living up to them. Whenever the situation demands that she has to miss class, Erin makes it a point to contact me to inform me as to why she is missing class. She even sends me her doctor's note to ensure that I have no doubts about her whereabouts. Erin is always one of the early students who log in for our morning meditations. She is always respectful towards her teachers and fellow students. Erin has a calm but curious personality that is not to be underestimated. She is an intellectual force who expresses complex ideas in her writings as she strives to excel. She always turns in fully edited, high-quality assignments that are a delight to scrutinize. Furthermore, Erin is a polite young lady and has a very caring spirit, always inquiring about the well-being of others. In recommending Erin to receive the award for Responsibility Pillars of Justice, I do so with the inspirational words of the Right Honorable Marcus Garvey, who urges us to take advantage of every opportunity. Where there is none, make it yourself. Go forth and become the young lady you envision yourself becoming, Erin. Congratulations, and thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Wadier, and thank you, Erin. As I stated before, it is not easy to sit and think about one person in our classes that demonstrate these Pillar of Justice characteristics, because I'm sure each of us could name at least 2, 3, 4 students that might do the same. So it is a great honor to be acknowledged for our POJs. And thank you just to everyone, all of you, Village Leadership Academy, for showing up, for logging on, for submitting assignments, and for pushing through, even though you might be feeling exhausted. We all understand that Zoom fatigue is real. And not only do you all feel it, we feel it, but we charge through, we push through because we are resilient. We are a resilient group. So thank you all for demonstrating the characteristics of kindness, curiosity, empathy, and responsibility and respect. I'm sure I might have missed another POJ, but thank you all for pushing through. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next part of our assembly, which is the Friday Funny. And so I have a couple of jokes, but I know Mr. Reed also has a joke that he wants to share with you. So we're going to hear from Mr. Reed first, and then I will share my Friday Funnies.
Right. All right. I'm back. Good morning, VLA. Okay, so the joke is, when do astronauts eat? When do astronauts eat?
When?
At launch time.
Okay. Thank you. At launch time. Get it? 10, 9, 8, 7.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good. I hope they don't throw up.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Reed. I thought that was funny. So since we are living in the time where we are using computers a lot and dealing a lot with technology, my jokes are kind of centered around that. So let's hear the first one. What do you get when you cross a computer with an elephant? Lots of memory. Okay. Miss. I mean, at least I'm cracking myself up. Okay. All right. Here's the second one. Why did the computer squeak?
Why?
Because someone stepped on its mouse.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Some of you all are
That's
like,
true.
what is a mouse? Because you have the like mouse pad. Yeah. So it's okay. Thank you.
That's the tail.
That might be an outdated joke, but it's okay. Well, thank you all for showing up. Those of you who did, I see some of the comments in the comment section. Everybody congratulating each other. Just a couple of announcements before we end. We are ending actually today. Today is the last day of Q2. Yes, we've made it through the first half of our school year. We are starting Q3 on Monday. So I'm sure your teachers have communicated to you when, if those of you who are missing assignments or are late on some assignments, I'm sure your teachers have communicated to you when those assignments are due. So please, please, please get those in as soon as possible. And because we are ending our second quarter, we know parent-teacher conferences are coming up. So next Friday, I believe, is that the 15th? Correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you, Dr. Wadier. Friday, February 15th, we will have our second.
Friday,
12.
February 12th.
12.
Oh, 12, thank
Oh.
you. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
February 12th, thank you. So
There's no
February 12th on Friday, next Friday is our parent-teacher conference. So there is no school that day because we will be scheduling parent-teacher or have our scheduled parent-teacher conferences. More information and a communication will be sent out about that either today or by Monday. And I know that some of you all who are, we know it's Black History Month, so I'm sure that there are many engaging conversations. Happy Black History Month, yes, around Black History Month happening in your classrooms. And we also know that February houses Valentine's Day, so I'm sure some of your classes might be scheduling a virtual celebration around that, right? So thank you all very much. Teachers, do we have any other announcements or anything that you might want to share before we exit? No? Well, thank you all very much for tuning in. Congratulations again to all of our Pillar of Justice recipients for the month of January, those who have demonstrated responsibility. Classes will resume at 10:15 a.m. So please make sure you go to your next scheduled class. Have a good day, good people. Adios.